Most people coming in thought this was going to be a layup for Joey Aguilar.
We will see Joey Aguilar in a Tennessee uniform next year. We are live outside the Knox County Courthouse with updates on the quarterback's future and what it could mean for the 2026 season. The Volunteer Channel joins you today with sad news. CCI alumnus and veteran Tennessee sports reporter Wes Rucker died in a car crash in West Knoxville yesterday. He was 43 years old. Rucker got his start in media with the Daily Beacon right here on campus. He's known for his longtime coverage of Tennessee athletics. He was working as a reporter for WBIR, and he is survived by his wife Lauren, his son Hank, and a baby girl due later this year.
Coach Rick Barnes talked about Rucker this morning in his press conference.
As you know, we lost a friend and a colleague yesterday in Wes Rucker, and it's just heartbreaking. It really is. It's just heartbreaking, and our hearts and prayers go out to Lauren, son Hank, and the one that's on the way.
And Wes was a good example of somebody who not only was good at all of it, but he was willing to step out and try new things, even at an early age as he graduated college.
That was Chris Lowe with On3, who we also spoke with this morning. There's also been an outpouring of support for the Rucker family on social media, where he covered the Vols in depth for many years.
TVC sends its support to the Rucker family during this difficult time. Welcome to TVC News. I'm Alexa Durbin.
And I'm Whitney Raymer. Today we have some continued coverage of Joey Aguilar's attempt to extend his eligibility. Live from outside the Knox County Courthouse is our Lewis Maddox with more.
Hey, thanks guys. Yeah, we're standing right outside of the Knox County Courthouse where Joey Aguilar was last Friday. Now, TVC had the opportunity to be inside the courtroom for that hearing. We gathered a lot of information about the future of this case and the future for Joey.
The biggest question on the minds of Volunteer fans right now, will Joey Aguilar be a Tennessee Volunteer in 2026 or not? The answer, no one really knows yet. And that includes Brent Hubbs from VolQuest.com.
How does it not be orange in Knoxville, Tennessee? Most people coming in thought this was going to be a layup for Joey Aguilar. I think it was very clear the tone was set 5-6 minutes into the opening statements when Judge Chris Haggerty started talking back that the tone was going to be different than what a lot of people thought.
We spoke to Hubbs, one of the most in-the-know people when it comes to Tennessee athletics, right after leaving the courtroom, and even he had a suspicion that this case would be an easy win for the Vols signal caller and another tough break for the NCAA, especially since the overall consensus was that the courtroom was figuratively working in the best interest of the Big Orange.
This is just the latest installment of players in collegiate athletics seeking a win against the NCAA. It's also the most important one to date for the University of Tennessee because it has a big implication on who will be throwing the rock for the Vols in 2026.
The legal process plays a big role in this story, and Dr. Brian Crum, a professor in the Winston College of Law at the University of Tennessee, explains that this could take longer than most originally expected.
We'll definitely get a decision. I think it'll be appealed. I think the decision, it would probably take at least 4 months if it was accepted to be heard.
And until new information comes from Chris Haggerty, who's presiding over this matter, both Aguilar and the Vols will remain in limbo until the case is decided.
And we'll continue to give you all that information when it comes to us. But for now, in downtown Knoxville, Tennessee, Lewis Maddox live for TVC News. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Lewis. Reports are coming from Reese Hall, where dorm temperatures are reaching close to 90 degrees. We reached out for more information about the high temperatures, and we were pointed by these to the statement made by University Housing. Reese Hall and other residence halls operate on a steam and heating and cooling system. The steam system is transitioned on and off each fall and winter. Fluctuating temperatures outside require manual adjustments. Adjustments may take time to take full effect in residence halls, as we're seeing those changes in temperature here in Knoxville.
Yeah, the Volunteer Channel is following the story and will continue to provide you with updates.
Some continuing coverage coming from out of the state capitol. The bill introduced to prevent professors at Tennessee higher education institutions from being granted tenure has been struck down in the Higher Education Subcommittee. It will not be voted on by the larger assembly. Feels like we just got back here from winter break, but this year is already flying by with spring break just around the corner.
UT is offering several spring break transportation services. Here's TVC reporter Kaylee Smith with more.
The University of Tennessee's Student Government Association offers a shuttle service so students can get to and from McGee-Tyson Airport during spring break.
A lot of students are definitely traveling during this time and needing Ubers and things like that, and so having that resource would be very helpful.
The shuttles leave on March 6th from Gate 21 Plaza at Neyland Stadium and return on March 15th. To use the airport shuttles, students are required to register by 5 p.m. on Monday, March 2nd.
I feel that's a great thing for other students. I know I have a lot of friends here who are either out-of-state or international students, and having a way to connect to their family by getting to the airports and being able to get out of campus on those breaks, I think that's just really helpful for students, and I think that's a good play by the university.
UT students can use the airport shuttle for free during spring break. Instead of driving, students can also use a $55 charter bus service to travel to Memphis, Nashville, and other surrounding areas.
Different from the airport shuttle service, the Center for Basic Needs UT to West Tennessee initiative offers students an affordable and safe way to travel home during spring break.
A lot of students don't bring their cars to campus, and so they're usually getting Ubers, even plane tickets if they live in Memphis to go home. They're trying to find carpool, things like that. Maybe those same students are struggling with some financial insecurities, some basic needs insecurities, and so that's an added expense that they might not have budgeted for.
Vols can register now from the UT to West Tennessee bus service. The buses leave March 7th and return March 15th. For more information on routes and bus times, you can visit studentlife.utk.edu. Safe travels, Vols.
This year marks the 25th annual MLK Days of Service at the University of Tennessee.
That's right, and it's a time where college students can get out and give back to the Knoxville community. Starting January 26th, extending through the month of February, students can get out and give back. UT student Mia Manny reflects on how serving the community has impacted her.
Seeing the impact that my service has on other people has really made such a difference on my life and shown me how purposeful I am and that the things I do in my community matter.
At Carm Stores, the thrift store with a mission, sorting, hanging, cleaning, and tagging clothing is just one part of the service opportunities available.
From Young Williams Animal Center, Wesley House, and Keep Knoxville Beautiful, there are plenty of ways to get involved.
February isn't over just yet, which means there's still time to get out and serve. If interested, you can stay up to date with each service opportunity on serveutk.edu. UT is leading the nation with a course in the Tombras School of Advertising and Public Relations, being the first and only to incorporate the software Access Newswire into the classroom. I had the chance to speak with a faculty member who made it happen. Take a look.
Tools used in PR firms are now being used at the University of Tennessee.
Access Newswire is an industry standard piece of software for distribution of press pitches and news releases. Before, we couldn't use any of this software in class, so things couldn't be taught because we didn't have access to the software. Now we do.
For the first time in the nation, all thanks to Professor of Practice Dr. Stab.
We're now able to utilize that software in the classroom, building media lists, writing press releases, writing pitches in the software that professionals use out in the real world.
For students like Bess White, every click brings her closer to her future career.
By using Access Newswire, it feels a lot more real, like you're in the real world. When you're drafting and writing the press releases, it has a section for the title and the photo, and it's very more organized. I think it definitely gives us a really good advantage. We're familiar with the program before anyone else is going to be, so when we go into the work world, I feel like we definitely have a leg up.
At UT, today's lessons are tomorrow's career opportunities.
My ultimate goal is that you are prepared to go work in the field that you spent 4 years studying and hope to have a job in.
If you are interested in using Access Newswire to develop your skills, you can register for Dr. Stab's PR writing class in the Tombras School.
Black History Month is a time to reflect on service and community impact.
At the University of Tennessee, the Black Law Students Association is doing just that through their Women's Hygiene Drive.
The Maryland Yarborough chapter of the Black Law Students Association is collecting essential hygiene items for unhoused women in Knoxville. Running from February 9th through March 9th, the drive partners with the Volunteer Ministry Center to distribute donations where they are needed most. Organizers say the goal is to provide everyday necessities many women go without.
Our chapter noticed that there was a need to help the unhoused women here in Knoxville, so we decided to partner with the Volunteer Ministry Center here in the city in order to positively impact the unhoused women here, to get them the items that they need, the pads, the tampons, the purses, just everyday items that sometimes we take for granted.
Donations include personal care items that are essential for everyday hygiene. Organizers say the campus response has already been strong, with hundreds of dollars in donations and multiple boxes filled in the first week alone. Collection boxes are located throughout UT's Winston College of Law, and community members are encouraged to give what they can. For any questions, email CharityGlover at cglobe20@vols.utk.edu.
It's now or never for Vol basketball. Coming up, we'll take a look at this weekend's big matchup.
There's SEC championship races being swam here on Rocky Top. We'll dive deeper into the Vol swim and dive after this.
From the tiniest creature to the mightiest giant, every species shapes our world. Bees pollinate our plants, elephants keep forests healthy, and coral reefs protect our shores. When wildlife thrives, so do we. We all have a role to play in keeping nature strong. Together, we can protect wildlife and build a future where people and nature thrive. Find out how at wwf.earth/species.
Why is just a starting line, for the true self blooms only when we find our purpose, what makes us tick, below the surface. Our reason why is united, undivided, seeking understanding. My why is diversity and unity, a safe space in my community. It's a million faces in a mirror, and everyone belongs. Find your why for a better us.
It's time for the Rocky Top Sports Report, and what better place to start than with the hottest team on campus, the #1 ranked team in the country, Tennessee softball.
The Lady Vols have played 10 games this season and are outscoring their opponents 76-4. However, it's not like they've been beating up on weaker competition. 6 of those matchups were against top 25 teams. The reason for Tennessee's hot start is simple. It's dominant pitching. We're all familiar with senior Carolyn Pickens and how special she is, but there's a new star emerging. Sophomore Erin Newark caught some attention after her no-hitter in the first game of the season, but now she's really turning some heads after a complete game shutout in an 11-0 win against the number 6 ranked UCLA Bruins. The performance, in which she only allowed 1 hit, earned her the honor of being named D1 National Pitcher of the Week. The Lady Vols will get a break from ranked opponents this week as they travel to Birmingham, Alabama for the UAB tournament.
Now, before we get too excited about softball, basketball isn't done quite just yet. It's late February, the postseason is right around the corner, which means every game from here on out is massive for the Vols. And it all starts Saturday when the Vols travel to Nashville for an in-state rivalry matchup with number 19, Vanderbilt. The Commodores are having one of the best seasons in school history, but they're beatable. Wednesday night, the Vols face an Oklahoma team that beat Vanderbilt just 2 weeks ago. Nate Ament scored 29 points for the 3rd time this season, and Jacoby Gillespie set a program record with 8 steals. Tennessee closed out on a dominant 21-4 run to secure an 89-66 victory. Redshirt sophomore J.P. Estrella missed the game with a left foot soreness, and his status for tomorrow afternoon remains unclear. The Vols are tied for 2nd in the SEC at 9-4, and a win in Nashville is crucial to keep their regular season title hopes alive.
Now, on the other hand, the Lady Vols are starting to slip a little on the hardwood. The Lady Vols have now lost 6 of their last 8, dropping their 3rd straight Thursday night against Texas A&M. The Aggies' 31-point first quarter set the tone, putting Tennessee in an early hole. The Lady Vols battled back to cut it to 5 at halftime, but a 9-point third quarter from the Lady Vols gave Texas A&M the cushion it needed to withstand a late surge. Senior Janiah Barker scored a career-high 29 points, but it just wasn't enough as the Aggies left Thompson Bowling Arena with an 82-74 win. Tennessee hits the road Sunday to face number 11 Oklahoma.
Championship season might be right around the corner for the basketball teams, but for Vol Swim and Dive, it's already here.
This week, the SEC championships have been happening right here on Rocky Top. So far this week, the Vols and the Lady Vols have been dominating in their home pool. For more, let's get you over to the Allen Jones Aquatic Center with Aubrey and Hayes.
Yeah, that's right. We're here at the Allen Jones Aquatic Center where this 2026 SEC Swim and Dive Championship meet has been going on over the past couple of days. Hayes, you've been here covering it since the beginning. I was here yesterday. It was a packed house yesterday. The stands were sold out, and the vibes have just been electric over the past couple of days. It's a little quiet now. We've got diving going on behind us. But Hayes, what has been your key takeaways from the meet so far?
Key takeaways have been there have been 20 medals so far for the Vols, 6 of which being gold, 5 of which being from the Lady Vols. And the Lady Vols have also placed in every single event that they have swam in.
Yeah, we've got some great team stats right there. What about the individual swimmers? What are they looking like right now?
Camille Spink is the absolute standout for the Lady Vols right now. She's won 3 golds, 1 in the 200-yard freestyle, defending her SEC title from last year, as well as the 400 and the 200 IM relay, both of which setting SEC records.
And I know last time we had an SEC tournament hosted here, the Lady Vols did make it out on top. Do you think we can do it again?
I think they have a very good chance. However, we just need to hope that Texas and Bob Bowman step off the gas, and then the Lady Vols just need to go for it.
Yeah, great coverage right there, Hayes. And we're going to have that more coverage for you on TVC News Now on Instagram, so be sure to follow us. Another huge thing to note here is that people from around the world are tuning into the meet, broadcasting in on SEC Network. We actually know of someone from Australia who's tuned in just yesterday. We also got some familiar faces from the volunteer channel who have been making that broadcast over the past couple of days. I spoke with them to learn more.
Here at the University of Tennessee, we have this opportunity. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing here at Allen Jones Intercollegiate Aquatic Center. We are blessed and lucky to be able to call a meet of this caliber in front of a currently right now tonight's sold out.
Take a moment to think about that we are live and this is an SEC championship every single race.
I swam for 12 years. High school, I did a couple of years of year-round swim. I love swim. It was my favorite sport. That was the only sport I actually enjoyed.
I was able to work hard enough to get to a point where I was able to be a Tennessee volunteer, rep the Power T for 4 years. So it's really special to go from the pool to the broadcast booth.
How do you balance that as a swimmer?
400 IM, 500 free, you got to swim your own race.
We went back years upon years. When my freshman year, I did Rock Solid Sports here. He was a mentor for me there. And so now he's out of school. I'm still in school. We're getting to do this amazing meet together. I think it's just fantastic.
Tennessee is in 4 and 5.
Yeah.
You introduced those 4.
I think there's something special about being able to be the voice where people get that jump in their heart. Second, it's going to be Lucio Kala of Tennessee.
Connections matter. This is super freaking cool. Luke's awesome, but
Griffin's awesome.
Stick to what you know best, because that could be your ticket to doing something really cool that you might not have been able to dream up when you started out.
Yeah, again, Luke Lamory is a UT junior here, and he's a broadcasting student. Griffin Hadley graduated just last year. Both have been super involved with the volunteer channel in the past, so it's great to see them collaborating together. You know, Hayes, I did ask them, what is their strategy to a good broadcast? And they said a lot of research, definitely each other. They wouldn't be able to do it without each other. And also the fact that they have to take their Tennessee cap off and remember that this is a journalist, that you have to be journalists at the end of the day, and they have to report on the individual wins no matter what team. So we're going to toss it back to you guys at the desk.
Most certainly not least, Tennessee baseball has been handling business in their first games of the season. Blaine Brown, the sophomore transfer from Rice, is a name Vol fans should be excited about this season. He blasted 3 homers Saturday as Tennessee completed its first weekend sweep of the year against Nicholls State. Just 3 days later, he took to the mound, struck out the side in his first inning, and set the tone for a 10-3 win over UNC Asheville. The Vols continue non-conference play this weekend as Kent State comes to town.
How one man is running one of the largest Tennessee-related social media pages.
From the tiniest creature to the mightiest giant, every species shapes our world. Bees pollinate our plants, elephants keep forests healthy, and coral reefs protect our shores. When wildlife thrives, so do we. We all have a role to play in keeping nature strong. Together, we can protect wildlife and build a future where people and nature thrive. Find out how at wwf.earth/species.
Why is just a starting line, for the true self blooms only when we find our purpose, what makes us tick, below the surface. Our reason why is united, undivided, seeking understanding. My why is diversity and unity, a safe space in my community. It's a million faces in a mirror, and everyone belongs. Find your why for a better us.
Welcome back, Vols. We have a beautiful day of weather ahead of us here in Knoxville. So as we see, we have a high of 68 degrees and a low of 45. Now, our main subject goal will be looking at Saturday and Sunday morning as our temperatures begin to drop as the cold front begins to sweep through across the nation. The National Weather Service is forecasting a couple thunderstorms, rain showers, and snow in the mountains. You might see some snow or you may not. It just depends on your area. As we go into the weekend, we do see our temperatures begin to drop as this cold front pulls through. And all that cold air begins to sweep through. As you see Sunday, a low of 19 degrees. And as you go to class Monday, you do see a high of 37. So that means bundle up, get your coats, hats, scarves, and gloves, and get ready for the cold day. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks for that weather update, Robert. 8 a.m.s have always been the dreaded classes for college students. It's very easy to sleep through that alarm.
I know I sleep through the alarm way too often, but some UT students have made an effort to combat the snooze alarm. Our Alexi Cowan has the story.
Mornings are tough for college students. Max Galanek and Dan Fishman know that firsthand.
You kind of skip the 8 a.m., you miss your class, and now you're behind on assignments.
What began as a common problem that the guys discussed became their pipeline to success.
My friend had this idea, like, you should try to make an app, an alarm clock that helps you get out of bed.
This is the Rise Alarm, a small pod paired with an app on your phone. In order to turn your alarm off, you must get up and scan your phone to the Rise pod.
If you even take one step out of bed in the morning, you're like 90% more likely to stay out of bed.
With the phone in a dream, the guys needed two things, a way to scan and money. And they found both of those at UT. Ever scanned the Grubhub codes on campus? That gave Max his tech.
I did this little thing where I copied their little tag and put it on my backpack so I could sign into Chick-fil-A from anywhere. I realized, wow, this technology is very similar. Why don't we just use this for my app idea?
UT's Anderson Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation helped with financials and logistics. After winning $2,500 in a contest for their app idea, they decided to keep going, and it's been a success.
I've had parents reach out to me over Christmas break saying, hey, I want to get these as stocking stuffers for my teenagers.
To support UT students and the Rise Alarm app, you can purchase a pod at risealarm.app. In Knoxville, Alexi Cowan, TVC News.
Rise Alarm pods are just $25 to order, and the app is free on all app stores.
Social media is constantly evolving, and for student creators, keeping up can feel like a full-time job.
Our very own Caitlin Kirkpatrick sat down with Six Pack Vols social media manager to get insight on how demanding social media can be.
Yeah, that's the case for the student behind the Six Pack Vols account, Colin Tornstrom. As platforms shift and trends move faster than ever, managing a large audience takes more than just posting photos.
It's definitely been a learning curve throughout social media. Social media is always changing. People's expectations of what you're posting is always changing. Companies' expectations are always changing, and it's just finding a way to navigate it and going to what the attention is.
Tornstrom says success comes down to paying attention, watching what content performs well and adjusting quickly. He studies engagement numbers, listens to what followers respond to, and isn't afraid to pivot when something isn't working. In a digital world that never slows down, flexibility is key. Back to you guys at the desk.
The 2026 Chancellor's Professors were just announced this month, and I got the chance to sit down with both of them this week to hear a little more about their stories.
Two professors.
John Sorokin, Distinguished Professor and Chancellor's Professor.
My name is Holly Rayner. My title is Executive Associate Dean of Research and Operations in the College of Education, Health, and Human Sciences.
With a shared love for helping others and leaving a positive impact on the UT community.
It's to be a servant leader in a lot of these things and try to lead and make good examples.
It's not about me. It's about helping these other individuals, which then also will elevate our university as well as our community.
Dietitian and psychologist Holly Rayner and turfgrass professor John Sorokin were just recently named the 2026 Chancellor's Professors because of their outstanding scholarly achievement and contributions to their fields.
You know, the positions that we have are to have an impact, you know, on society, and so to be acknowledged for that impact is just really, really meaningful.
Both value teamwork and the importance of working with their colleagues.
So it's a team effort. So I think I get a lot of credit for something that's, you know, it's been a team effort for sure.
And even though these professors work on opposite sides of campus, they have one very important thing in common: a deep-rooted love and respect for their community.
Being able to contribute to how research impacts, you know, society much more broadly beyond my own, you know, individual contribution is what's important to me.
You know, that's the volunteer spirit for sure.
I'm Whitney Reamer, TVC News.
Campus-wide career fairs offer students the next steps toward their future careers.
These fairs aim to help students secure internships, full-time jobs, and valuable networking experience. Career advisors say preparation is key. Students should wear professional attire, bring a printed resume copies, and research companies beforehand.
Hello, my name is. Tell me what your name is, what your degree is, and what you're looking for.
Advisors say a clear introduction, strong eye contact, and a firm handshake can set the tone for a successful conversation.
Students can find upcoming career fair dates and preparation tips through UT's Center for Career Development. Finally, we are now officially in the Year of the Horse. Lunar New Year was celebrated Tuesday night in 21st Mortgage Plaza. Known as the Spring Festival in China, in Tet in Vietnam, UT students celebrated the East Asian cultures with dances, fashion, and Polaroids. For Vietnamese Students Association President Mackenzie Wing, community belongs to all without shame.
We can be found anywhere. You can find community anywhere you want to be. But it just takes a little bit to learn and experience it without any type of like prejudice holding you back or any type of like stereotype holding you back.
Lunar New Year was hosted by VSA and sponsored by the Knoxville Asian Festival, an Asian Pacific Islander of Middle Tennessee. And if you missed the event Tuesday night, a Chinese New Year festival will take place in the Alumni Memorial Building tomorrow night at 6:30 p.m.
That is all we have for you this week for TVC News. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at TVC News Now for live updates and all things UT, because you know nobody knows UT just like us. We're going to wrap that all for you today. Thank you for joining us. Have a great weekend, and as always, go Vols!